You are tuned in to KEXP 90.3 FM Seattle, 92.7 FM in the Bay Area, streaming worldwide on the mobile app and KEXP.org. Thanks to the support of all our listener community and the generous donors who power KEXP. I'm Prometheus Brown, and we are live in the KEXP studio with the legendary band straight out of Glasgow, Scotland, the incomparable Franz Ferdinand. Taking it away.
Jacqueline was 17, working on a desk when I, for appeared above a spectacle, forgot that he had wrecked a girl. Sometimes these eyes forget the face they're peering from, when the face they peer upon. Well, you know, that face as I do, and how in the return of the gaze she can return you the face that you are staring from.
never know. You girls will never
lippy little lips might split me. Split me, hit your mind and complete me. Ah, you know, I know you know I love you. I mean I need to love. But do you never wonder? No, 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 no. You girls never know. You girls will never know. No, you girls never know how you make a boy feel. You girls never know. No, you girls will never know. No, you girls never know how you make a boy feel. How you make a boy feel. How you make a boy. Sometimes I say such stupid things that I think. Well, I mean, sometimes I think the stupidest thing, because I never wonder how the girl feels. Yeah, how the girl feels. Woo! No, you boys never care. You boys will never care. No, you boys never care how the girl feels. You boys never care. You dirty boys will never care. No, you boys never care how the girl feels. Yeah, how the girl feels. Yeah, how the girl. All right, that was a song called Know Your Girls, and now I'm going to swap out this guitar for something that's a lot more interesting. All the way from Piraeus. As I walk through Knecht and the scent of Porto Cali, saw the snake of Abalaki in the trees of green Fistacia. Black eyelashes wait for me. Black eyelashes come back. Dark memories retract. Black eyelashes drown the moon and flood the night with. Black eyelashes come back. Dark wings of bees attack. Black eyelashes charm my heart of anthracite. Well, I got back to Athena, saw the night cats of Omonia. As I walked down Tube City, I turned a corner where your black eyelashes wait for me. Black eyelashes come back. Dark memories retract. Black eyelashes drown the moon and flood the night with. Black eyelashes come back. Dark wings of bees attack. Black eyelashes charm my heart of anthracite. Then he said, Elinas, oh, he then me last. Yati, then me last. Black eyelashes come back. Dark memories retract. Black eyelashes drown the moon and flood the night with. Black eyelashes come back. Dark wings of bees attack. Black eyelashes charm my heart of anthracite.
KEXP live in the studio with Franz Ferdinand.
That's alright, you see, everybody here got the human fear, so that's alright with me. I took the fear and I hit the tent down by the canal, sliding into midnight to tell the north, give me some more atmosphere too, no more is alright. I thought I knew what love was. I thought I knew what love was. But then I met you. You got me hooked. You got me hooked. You got me hooked. You got me hooked. You got me. I got obsession, I got a new obsession. I tattooed to initial where everybody see them. Everybody here, everybody here, everybody here love KEXP. I'm more. I thought I knew what love was. I thought I knew what love was. But then I met you. You got me hooked. You got me hooked. You got me hooked. You got me hooked. Yeah, come on, you got me hooked. You got me hooked. You got me hooked. You got me hooked. You got me. I got the fear, I got the human fear. That's alright, you see. Everybody here got the human fear. That's alright, you got me. More, you give me more. That's alright, come on, more. Yeah, that's alright, you got me hooked.
KEXP 90.3 FM in Seattle, 92.7 FM in the Bay Area. You just heard live in the studio, Franz Ferdinand. Yo, welcome to Seattle, everybody. How y'all feeling?
Cheers, thank you.
Man, first off, it is a pleasure, an absolute pleasure for me to be hosting this session on behalf of the entire KEXP community. We've been familiar with your work for 2 decades and counting now. And I know some of our longest listeners probably remember tuning in to the morning show with John, hearing Darts of Pleasure and Take Me Out, even before the first album dropped.
That's right, back in 2003. Crazy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And so last year was the 20-year anniversary of that album. And fun fact, over the 470,000 albums that we have ever played here on KEXP, that self-titled debut album ranks number 80 overall, all time.
That's not a bad statistic, is it? That's all right, yeah.
Of the most plays all time on this station.
Blimey.
So in those 20 years, we've been on this journey together. And what's some of the biggest changes that you've seen over the 20 years in your music, in the music industry, in the world in general?
God, I don't know. You know, things do change, but I think the things that stay the same is the reasons why you play music. You know, it gives you a buzz. It's the way you express yourself, and yeah, it gives you the biggest thrill that you can ever find in life. And you know, you come back to places that are familiar. Like I come back to Seattle, and it looks different every time I come back here. There's more glass and more concrete, and it's a slightly different vibe, but the heart's still the same, and I feel it's the same for a rock and roll band as well. You know, your heart's still the same, even if the world changes around you.
Indeed. So you've noticed how much the city has changed over the last 20 years.
A wee bit, yeah.
All right, so that brings us to the present. You just dropped the 6th studio album, first in, I believe, 7 years?
It could be, yeah. Well, we did like the odd little thing here and there, so like in between, we did a hits to the head thing and some singles, but yeah, it's the first proper album.
Yeah, The Human Fear. And when I first heard that album title, I I had only heard Audacious, but I felt, okay, the human fear, that sounds very present. Can you explain the story behind that album title and the themes on that record?
Sure. Like I've never written a record to a theme, like, or a concept or anything like that before. Usually when you finish an album or a body of work, you kind of look back over it, trying to find what the themes are, the unifying themes. And that last song that we played there, it starts with the line, I've got the fear, I've got the human fear. And looking back over that song and the other songs on the record, I realized that they all dealt with different kinds of fears that we might have as human beings, like might be the fear of committing to a relationship or the fear of leaving an institution. But Bob and I were talking about it and we're saying, like, fear is actually a good thing. Fear is how we define our humanity, like how we, not fear itself, but how we overcome fear. It's how we find out who we are. And also fear, it gives you the greatest buzz that you can ever know in life. And it's something to be celebrated, really.
Yeah, and there's lots of fear to go around, but like you said, it's how we deal with that, right?
Exactly. It's how we respond to it. That's what matters.
Indeed. So you're currently on the third leg of a world tour, the North American leg?
Yeah, that's right.
And this is night number 1, right?
Yes, it is. This is our first gig with the album in North America, so thanks for having us. We've just been around Europe, which has been amazing. It's been really, really good. So very, very happy to be over here in North America.
All right. Well, welcome back to North America at a crucial juncture in North American history. Looks like you're hitting.
What are we alluding to here?
Well, you're crossing the border. You're
right,
here, and then you're going to be visiting our neighbors to the north.
Yes,
and
yeah.
You may have heard things that are going on.
You guys are going to get together, form one country, right? Yeah.
You might be the ones to bridge whatever gaps are going on here.
Jeez.
But just looking at where you're at now, how's the tour, the first legs of the tour been so far, and what are you looking forward to on this leg?
I mean, that tour around Europe has been insane, like super intense. And like I was talking about with fear as well, I think playing live, it should give you the biggest thrill of your life. And also in the audience as well. And I think the longer that I play for, and I feel the more intense it becomes, and maybe the more I appreciate it as well. Like I used to just get on stage and do it, but now I'm kind of like savoring it. And I love it. Can't beat it.
All right. And so tonight you'll be hitting the Showbox Soto, sold out.
That's tomorrow night, I think, is it?
Tomorrow. Sorry, the 24th. Yeah. I'm losing track of time.
No. Hey, I'm jet lagged to hell, so I'm probably getting it completely wrong myself. So.
And 2 sold out shows in Vancouver, BC.
Right,
but you'll be hitting the Warfield in San Francisco on March 28th. So everybody out there in the Bay Area, still a few tickets, probably not much longer. So the Warfield, San Francisco, and March 29th at the Wiltern in Los Angeles. Real quick, I just wanted to shout out the fact, first of all, this is the first time I've ever sat in this stool and it was shaking underneath. I think part of that is the heavy drums that you're known for, that
there
groove.
You go. There's Audrey right there, shaking the stool.
And I think each one of you were stomping on the ground while you're doing it.
You got to feel it, man.
Yeah, so that feeling, and I'm sure the live shows, especially at a place like Showbox, is going to be the same. And your music, I feel like it sounds natural, whether it's at a football arena or a dive bar, a house party, at the gym working out, or commuting on a drive home. It feels
that's good
at home in any of those settings. So I'm wondering how much of that is by design or by accident, and how do you keep that? Do you even imagine the different settings that your music can be playing in?
It's funny, but not really when you write a song. But it's funny you mentioned the sports arena thing, because when the band started off, it was in the very early days of the internet, and Bob found this guy online who was talking about his favorite genre of music, which he called sports rock. And this was very amusing to us because we're not particularly sporty characters. Mm-hmm. And we were trying to work out what defines sports. So it was things like, I don't know, We Are the Champions or Rock and Roll Part 2, the kind of things that they play after a baseball game or something like that. And I think it kind of defined us a little bit at the beginning, like when we were writing things like, I don't know, some of those songs on the first record, we were thinking like, God, imagine them playing at after a baseball game, and never actually imagining that they would be. But apparently they do get played now sometimes. So that's kind of crazy. We have to go to a baseball game and hear that sometime.
Well, we got the World Cup coming next year, so maybe you might want to come back and check that out.
Oh wow! What,
Yeah.
the baseball World Cup?
Oh no, the FIFA.
Oh, the actual
World
football
Cup.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, what? It's in America, is it?
Yeah.
No way.
North America, Canada, and Mexico. If we're still friends by then. But, yeah.
We'll have to come. I think Scotland are going to do very well. It's either going to be Scotland or Greece this year.
All right. All right. Speaking of Scotland, I feel like I've never been there, but I know folks who have been there, and some of the KEXP DJs have spent some time there. So I've heard we share a lot of similarities. It seems like climate, weather is definitely one of them. I think we literally have the same weather report here today as I'm sure the weather there back home is exactly what it is right here. And also the music scenes, a long, rich history of music scenes that kind of emerged out of the 70s and 80s, came of age in the 90s, and then you're part of a wave in the 2000s. Similar here, that just an indie music explosion. The internet probably plays a little bit of a role with that too. And just wondering if you felt a connection between Glasgow and Seattle, or the Northwest and Scotland.
Yeah, sure. Like in many ways. Like I know that a lot of us in the band grew up listening to so much music that came out of Seattle, and there is a in the Northwest generally. But there's also this theory that the climate does have an effect on music and music scenes, and I think the core of that theory is that if it's raining heavily, and not heavily, just consistently, and it's grey all the time, you never want to actually go out and do anything outside. So you stay inside in a basement and make tunes instead. So
I think
there's maybe some truth in that. I don't know.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's funny how you'd expect it to be overly moody, but somehow we find a way to uplift ourselves.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. You know, yeah, I think even when you're writing songs about the darkest of themes, you can still look for optimism within it and something that uplifts you. And I love how you can be singing about one thing and the music is doing something else to you at the same time. That's kind of cool.
Indeed. And also, similarly, lots of bands out of Scotland, lots of bands out of here, and there's a relationship between all these bands, but at the same time, they kind of all have their identity. They're one band to the next doesn't really, you could hear a little bit of influence, but like you guys definitely stand above, and then your peers all have their own kind of sound. I feel like we have that here as well.
Sure. Yeah. You know, I think what's maybe in common is the attitude towards making the music. Like I think certainly for the Northwest of the States, and certainly for the West Coast of Scotland and Glasgow, like some of our contemporaries, like bands like Bell and Sebastian or Mogwai or Urusai Yatsura, you know, they're great bands, but don't really sound like each other. Mm-hmm. But we've all probably had the same very independent, quite contrary kind of attitude towards making music and wanting to do something distinct and idiosyncratic. You know, maybe that's the thing that we've got in common, the fact that we've got the same attitude.
And I think that's why KEXP loves Scotland, and there is a kinship between there and here that I believe our KEXP community feels, that variety from one band to the next, and all the bands that you mentioned. Yeah, heavy rotation out here.
Definitely. Like I definitely feel that from the station. Like it's got a cool attitude towards stuff. Like it resonates with us. Well,
it's been a pleasure having you all come visit on your first night of this North American tour. Wish you the best on the rest of your trip. I hope you make it home okay, and hope you make it back again, maybe in time for the World Cup. Is there any what's up next? What's happening after the tour?
Oh, we're going to do loads. We're going to be heading back to Europe, playing some festivals, going back to Greece, Japan and Australia. Like loads and loads of touring and writing some new songs and all the good stuff. That's what I've got planned. What about you guys? Have you got anything to add to that? Or just enjoying life, etc.
Well, thank you so much. Once again,
thanks for having us, man.
This has been Franz Ferdinand live in the KEXP studio. Everybody in the gathering space, it is overflowing out there. Look through those windows right there. Look, wave hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Yeah.
And this is Prometheus Brown, and you are tuned in to KEXP.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.